doing something a little different. This whole day is just gonna feel off because, well, in the first place, I'm filming this at 8:30 on Saturday morning, which is really stupid. But I don't know, like, cause I went to bed about the same time I always do, but for some reason I just woke up super early. And then when I looked at the clock, it was just like 7:57, and I'm like, wait, 7? Shouldn't that say 9? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not as tired. I actually got Thursday off, and I just spent it chilling and lazing about, eating a lot of shit. So, no, nowhere near as tired as I usually am by this point in the week, because I had time to recharge my battery. I mean, work still sucks for the most part, but like it seems like we're finally hitting that slow turn. It's like I'm still having some long days, but it's like 8 hours and then out. It's not. We haven't had any 10-hour days recently, and you know, it's not too hectic with some of the stuff. You know, it's like I can still kind of chill and survive. It's not like I'm spending every single second of every day running around driving myself crazy trying to keep up. But yeah, this other than work, good news. You know, the good news about work staying busy is that I looked at my bank account and it hasn't shrunk that much. Considering how many thousands of dollars I've paid my artist to this point, I should have a hell of a lot less money than I do. So good. That's a good thing about work, being busy. That it's kept my balance relatively high. You know, I thought I'd be spending like twice as much as I make, but I'm only spending a few hundred more than I make, which is still a lot. My account's shrinking, but nowhere near as fast as I expected it to. I can keep dragging this out as long as I want to, if I want to, but it's hard to say. Honestly, I'm scared. Like, the closer we get, the more frightening this whole thing becomes. The prospect of, I'm already spending all this money, so I know I'm going to have to at least try, but it's like, there's so much I have to do. Market research, setting up the website, doing cost comparisons, trying to figure out, what companies I use to do this and that and whatnot. And just also the whole, marketing this thing, getting it out to the world so everyone knows where it is, and just hoping that they like it. It's all so damn frightening. But, hopefully I'm trying my best to just fight through these nerves. And in the meantime, just trying my best to enjoy as much of life as possible. There's one thing that's bothering the hell out of me, though. And it's actually very telling, because one of my artists is just sucked, but really sucked. Long story short, like, I've got 3 artists who are each working on a different book series. And now this first artist is actually the reason for it, because we pulled her away from the project because it seemed like she wasn't doing much of anything. The other 2 were doing such a great job. So I was like, let's take her away from them and give her her own series, which honestly I didn't even want to do that. It was because I was going to fire her. I was going to 100% fire her, give her her last paycheck, thank her for her work, just have the conversation. But then she shows up to the exit interview with her kid, starts talking about how, this is my son, like he's got, he's special needs, he's having surgery, and blah, 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 and I'm just like, ugh. Long story short, it's May. Now, one of my artists, working on my main storyline. He started working on the book in February, and he's finishing it up right now. Like, most of the pages are done. He's working on the cover art and stuff. Now, we still got a few details to work out, so it might not be like done till July, but still, he's written an entire book in 3 months. Meanwhile, this other one, she got her assignment in January. She has yet to give me a single completed picture. And that sounds bad, doesn't it? And it is bad. Now, there are times when, she sent me a couple of pictures, and I'm like, this doesn't look like what I want. And, we've had that explanation, we've had that discussion. I'm okay with that. But then, I go 2 months where I barely hear from you at all. And then you ask to meet me because you need your paycheck. And then and I tell you, bring your drawings. And you show up to the meeting and you didn't bring your drawings. I mean, if you had at least shown me an incomplete picture, I'd have been okay with that. At least I know that there's progress being made. But so far, I've paid you for like 6 months of work, and all I've got are the promises that you're working on it. And that's just bullshit. And I should fire her. I really should. I legitimately considered not giving her her paycheck. But she's talking about, I've got, I'm falling behind on bills and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, fine, I'll give you one last chance. Swear to God this is the last one. But we had a long conversation where I tell her, like, I need to see results because this is just bullshit. I can't keep giving you money and getting nothing back from it. And she got mad at me too for multiple reasons, including apparently, like, she was saying don't feel sorry for me, and I'm like, really? If I didn't feel sorry for you, you'd have been fired in January. You don't want to tell me not to feel sorry for you right now, because if I didn't feel sorry for you, you wouldn't have a job. And that's very telling, honestly, because it's like something I've done independent research into nature versus nurture. Like, it's a scientific debate that'll probably never have, one defined answer. But for me, through my own experiences in life and interactions with other people, I've determined that in the majority of cases, nature, it prefaces all. Who you are innately is always going to be the primary factor in the decisions you make and who you become as a person. That being said, nurture can have a strong effect, but it won't change your innate behavior though. Like I'm trying to give some examples. Like, two people, like I talked about it on this channel. I grew up in a house where no one ever believed in knocking. People barged in whenever the fuck they felt like it. Can't tell you how many times someone walked in on me while I was in the middle of jacking off. And, I hated that so much. And me, I'm very empathetic. And so, I try to consider other people. And so, I know I don't like being barged in, so for me, I always try to knock, anytime the door's closed, especially like if I know someone's in there, just knock first, give a few seconds to answer. No, don't just knock and then barge in. That defeats the whole purpose. But on the other hand, I met other guy. He grew up in a house where no one ever knocked. You might as well not even have doors. And he just picked up their habits like that. Two people from basically the exact same environment, opposite reactions to it. On the other hand, like you've got, I know I've met some people from big families, and you've got one, he's like, there's so many people that there's just not enough to go around, and he just kind of learned to be invisible, just kind of got used to it, accepted it. And another one, this girl, she was like, no, I grew up in a big family. I have to be loud, otherwise no one's going to pay attention to me. And I thought, Like, that's very telling of just who you are as a person. Now, this guy has no desire to be heard, or at least no, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need crave attention, so he's okay with just shrinking into the background. Whereas this person, she learned to be the loudest person in every room that she walks into because she needs people to look at her. She needs people to know that she's there. Now, that's what I'm saying. Nurture can have an effect and help shape the way your personality is presented, but it doesn't create your personality. At the end of the day, nurture is still the core of who you are. You're kind of born the person you are, and then certain aspects of you might be presented differently just based on the environment you grew up in, because your environment definitely, it has a strong effect. You can't say that your environment doesn't change you, but it can't change you from the person that you are. Kind of like with Batman and the Joker. Have you read, well, it's a movie now, but the movie sucks, but have you read The Killing Joke, where Joker talks about all it takes is one bad day and to drive anyone mad, but then at the end Batman's like, no, because Gordon had one bad day and he still told me to bring you in by the book. It's not like it was just you. You are always going to be crazy. And that's kind of true for just life in general. If one bad day can drive you over the edge, it's because you were already on the edge to begin with. You were already this close to crazy and barely hanging on. And one thing I've learned about myself is that no matter how I try to fight it, no matter how much I deny it, no matter how much the world keeps breaking me down and trying to change me, and how much I try to change so that the world will stop being so mean to me, at the end of the day, I'm still a kind person. And I hate that about me. I hate that I'm soft-hearted. Can I be an asshole? Yes, I'm very capable of being an asshole. I do it so often. But, it's also just, there's a thin line between being a caring person and being a pushover. You should always consider other people's feelings, but not at the expense of your own. And that is something I've had to learn the hard way, that you have to think about yourself. It's your life. You've got to take care of yourself. It is, let me phrase it differently. Like, being selfish is not an inherently bad thing, because we live in a world that will try to take away things from you. You have to fight for what you need, because there aren't always going to be other people there to fight for you. Sometimes it's a hard decision, but you have to you have to do the right thing for yourself first. Because, it's all well and good to be able to say that you would give the clothes off your back to a total stranger who needed them. But then guess what? If I walk home naked, I'm getting arrested. Also, I walk through some bad neighborhoods. I will fuck my feet up so badly. And then, the cops will come in and be like, why are you walking naked? And then I'm just going to be dragged off to jail naked with bleeding feet. So, there have to be limits to what you can do for another person. On the one hand, you want to help someone else. On the other hand, don't hurt yourself. That's the thing for me. If I am capable of helping someone without hurting myself in the process, then it's something that I almost feel like I have to do. Not even if I want to. But it's like I said, I can help them at no real cost to myself. It doesn't hurt me overall. Then we have to at least try. Like the other day, I was just going to the corner store. Some guy comes out and says, my mom, she needs money for gas. We're down the street, but I only have the food stamp I need, blah blah. And so I was like, whatever. I had $5 in my wallet, so I just handed him some ones. Was like, just get away from me. Well, you're good. Just I don't care. I just didn't feel like arguing more than anything. Plus, $5 isn't gonna bankrupt me. And if I had no cash on me at all, I wouldn't have felt bad saying I have no cash because it's just a fact. I have no cash, and I'm not going to an ATM just to pull out cash to give you. Because then that would be going out of my way. It's. I forget what the original purpose of this was. Oh yeah, I was talking about the comics, but I'm willing to keep giving her chances because I don't really necessarily think she's a bad human being. Like, I get that the circumstances are rough. Single mother of two with working two jobs. She says she's going to school too, and still struggling to pay all of her bills, and I get that. I am very understanding of that. Once again, the fact that I feel sorry for you is the only reason you have a job. At the end of the day, this is a business, and as long as I'm paying you, I have to treat you as an employee. And as an employee, you really suck right now. Like, I need something. I need you to just give me something. I can't just have your word that you're gonna work on it, that you're gonna finish it, blah blah blah. I need you to actually just show me something. Anyways, it's gonna be a long weekend. Sunday I'm gonna just plant myself in front of the TV, watch a bunch of shit. Don't really know if I'm gonna go shopping. I guess it just depends on how well Saturday goes. If I get home early, can get to bed at a decent hour, then maybe wake up early like I did today. Do one quick round, hit up all the stores at once. I don't really need that much, and then just spend the entire afternoon watching WNBA games. They're just gonna play. Every single team in the league is gonna be playing. It's opening weekend, so just gonna enjoy that. Order some pizza. I've got a lot of chip and dips at my house that I've actually been collecting in anticipation of this day, just to be able to sit in front of the TV, snack. And I would love to talk to you a little bit more, but I really have to poop. And I'm not wearing pants, so I gotta turn this camera off.